So welcome everyone to this 30 minutes of very important discussion on ART bill. We have been waiting for this bill for almost now 15 years, and now it is presented in Parliament. And this is a huge bill. It requires a lot of discussion, though we know that it may not be very helpful discussing at this time. But still, we are having a lot of concerns about this bill. Dr. Srinivas, Dr. Randhir, are you agreeing with me, whatever I am saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Totally.
yes, true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Truth.
So there are a lot of things which we need to discuss. But what I am going to discuss today in this 30 minutes, maybe few important points which really are burning, and they need to be taken into consideration, because still there is some chance that if our voice reaches to the Parliament, that can be corrected. Otherwise, once the bill is passed, then it will be very difficult to get any correction for a very, very long time. So that is the purpose of our discussion. I hope Dr. R.S. Sharma was also there on this panel, because he will be one person who can really take our voice to the Parliament. He can be used as a conduit. So I am sorry he is not here, but certainly we will be giving the proceedings, whatever we are discussing, whatever is our concern, to him, so he can take up the issue. If you see the journey of ART regulation bill, it started in 1999. So it is not only because of mushrooming. We always wanted that there should be regulation of IVF sector. It is not new. Mushrooming has come after 2005. Okay. So, but because we require the standardization, we require to reach to the international level, and that's why the discussion on rules and regulation which will govern the ART clinics started in 1999. And then you can see the treacherous road which has taken 2005, then it came in 2008, then it became a act. It was presented as a act. Previously it was guidelines which were prepared by ICMR. And here you can see in 2010 also it was there was a draft which was presented to cabinet, but it could not succeed. And then 2017, and finally in 2020 we are able to get a bill which is now tabled in the Parliament. But is it sufficient? That is what we are going to discuss. Now here you can see this is from the bill only, why this is required and what is the purpose of this bill. This is very important slide for the regulation and supervision of ART clinics and ART banks. Then preventing the misuse of the technology, providing safe and ethical practice of ART services and for matters connected therewith. So this is the purpose of the bill. But as far as we clinicians and we stakeholders are required, I think this would have included to regulate, standardize the ART services to protect the interest of all stakeholders. So here that is whenever we bring any law, all stakeholders' interests should be protected. And if you go through the bill, this is not happening. To prevent misuse of technology, we will discuss how it can prevent the provision which is provided, how it can prevent misuse of technology, to prevent exploitation of donor or surrogate, and to make service more transparent, ethical, simple, and legal. I think this last sentence is very, very important as far as the requirement is concerned. In whose interest it should be there? Will it benefit patient or healthcare provider or service provider, that is ART bank, or social activist or administration or government? It is not very clear whom this is going to provide the protection. It is, if you go through this bill, it is full of ambiguities, impracticalities, and gray zones. So I think we need to really discuss this bill in Parliament through our lawmakers to remove these ambiguities. Everybody wants that the sector should be regularized, standardized, and there should not be any misuse of technology. But if you go through the bill, there are a lot of ambiguities, which is a source of misuse of the technology, misuse of the power, and there are a lot of gray areas which can be interpreted by anyone in different way. So I think this is very important. If you go through the bill, lot of things, they are actually left on national board, that is to be basically commissioned after the bill is passed, and they are going to decide on these three things prescribed. There are a lot of paras and clause where it is written prescribed means they can be amended by the national board, okay, or they can be regulated by the national board. So I think this is whole bill is having these prescribed, registered authority and regulation by national board, which is coming into the play, and that's why it is a lot of things are in gray zones. So with this background, I will ask Srinivas, what is your assessment of ART bill? Is it up to your expectation, and is it really going to help patient or other stakeholders? Dr. Srinivas.
Thank you so much. First and foremost thing, I would like to thank Dr. Ved Prakash launching this particular academic thing, where the big stalwart like Sir is there and is taking over as a moderator. Sir, if I want to tell you, as an embryologist, you said it is started in the 1999. I'll be very happy to tell you that the very first workshop was held in Bangalore, actually, which was headed by the B.N. Chakravarti, Dr. Bhargav, Professor Bhargav, and Dr. P.C. Anand Kumar was there. I was there just as a budding embryologist. Guidelines started from there. It is very first slide was interesting. 2019. Today is the 2020. Okay, 20 years. We have took a 20 years, but the 20 years after 10, 15 years, we have been discussing. This was going on. ICMR made an expert committee member, and it has come as a guideline. The act has started coming up, but it was unclear. Even in the expert committee also, there are so many things was unclear. I don't know, but anyway, now it is it has come as an bill. Okay, somehow something has come now, but like you said, there is an ambiguity. Each and every page has to be sorted out and sitting with the expert. This guideline has come to the picture. Bill has come to the picture depending on the guideline. But before they pass on the bill, actually they are allowed to consider so many areas. Actually, like you said, there are some gray area, ambiguities. Once you start practicing practically, which is not possible. Okay. So because they wanted to come up with the ART guideline, it is fine. The safe, proper service has to be given to the patient. It should be ethical. It should not be misused. It is not only in the ART industry, even the entire medical industry, even in other industries also, this ethical practice is there. But when we started making out this ART bill, actually each and everything has to be discussed in detail, and we have some regional differences also. But I don't know, because somehow something has come into the picture now. Something is in place, but we have to accept this one, considering there must be some changes, review of this one. Otherwise, it is very difficult.
That is what I wanted to hear from you. It is not up to the expectation, but we are thinking how it should come. Randir, your comment on this?
You are very true, sir. Actually, the point is that the stakeholders has to be invited. As you have seen in other bill also, IMA is always involved. Like if you'll see a few years back, the Foxy and we obstetrician were not allowed to do in PCP and DT the radio, the sonography machine. So ultimately we fought for many years, and our national leaders, president like you people, you have to again fight from ISAR and IFS that stakeholders has to be taken. If the stakeholders are taken, ultimately the beneficial will be the patient.
So I will be taking few important points because the time is very short, and I will like the comments from both of you. This is first thing which comes to my mind, which is really bothering. you see this clause, ART bank means an organization set up to supply sperm or semen, oocytes or oocyte donor to the ART clinic to their patient. Okay, so this is one line which is really bothering me. And second line is clinic shall obtain donor gametes from the bank, and such bank shall ensure that the donor has been medically tested for such disease as may be. Now the question here is, who can open the ART bank? That is not clear at all. They have defined the duties of ART bank, but who is going to run ART bank is not clear at all in this bill. Though if you go back in 2005 draft, there was a mention, but that mention here is not taken into account, and this is left to the gray area, that who will be operating the ART bank. Are they expected to have infrastructure, expertise for ovum pickup, egg freezing?
Yes.
Nothing.
Can I come in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, if we want to start a ART bank, start with semen cryopreservation. It is not a big issue. Okay, we know, we have been doing it actually. One thing is that you need to make sure little infrastructure is there. You keep on maintaining
No.
profile.
Srinivas, my question is very, very straightforward. When we talk of ART bank, okay, if
Yes.
you see here in red, oocyte, they will be providing the oocyte to the clinic, ART clinic.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Rest of the things are okay. But once this clause comes that they will be providing oocytes, it has to be very well defined who can operate ART bank and how the infrastructure needs to be developed from
Okay.
ART bank.
Sir, coming to your point, sir.
Yes,
Sir, because
yeah.
we cannot ask these bodies, because we know, you as an expert, you know what is the requirement of an ART bank if I am selling the oocyte for other IVF clinic. These government people, unless they are coordinated with the expert, with like us, it is very difficult for them to make it. What they will say in the ART bill, now and then it is prescribed. So now and then, what they are going to do it actually, they will sit with an experts actually make. So if you are making a ART guideline, what are the things which you are to required? These are the things. If you don't tell them, no, they are not educated well, we can do our practice. Of course, when we are doing our practice, it has to be done ethically. If they are doing each and everything in the line, I think it is becoming a very difficult for us to each and every step wise. They will mention it means it becomes very difficult for us to fulfill. That's how the bill always says it won't. They don't write it in detail actually. So bill is based on the guideline. Okay, like you said, guideline. It is. We are actually discussing the guideline. Actually, a bill is passed based on the guideline. So that's how. So when they see, I know that this is going to come under a PCP and DT. We need to educate locally this district health officer. What does it mean? What are the requirements? Okay, if at all this is like this, you can do it. So this is where our role comes in. Actually, I don't know how far it is going to work out, because they will have to invite us to get into this, actually formulate things before it once it is passed, and once we actually started doing the practice.
I think, Kuldeep sir, I will add to few points to the Srinivasan. So the health is a matter of a state, and this act will be formed by the central government. As you know, in PCP and DT also, the act is central government, but the implementation authority is a state. And we know different norms are there for different state, and even in cities like Indore, Bhopal, and MP. So what Srinivasan has told is really, this act has now started. So as I was telling you, thinking of your slide comment, Dr. Kuldeep sir, that you were more concerned about the supply of ART bank oocyte or a donor. So if a donor is supplied, there is no need of much of the capability and qualification of the ART bank people. But if they are supplying the oocyte, your point was how they are collecting the oocytes, then how the risk of a patient and everything. So I think, Kuldeep sir, let the act come, and then we, as you people advisory at the central level, and then ultimately the state level, they will consider like PCPNDT, there will be PCPNDT, like the ART bill authority will be there, state body will be there. There, like I Srinivas advised, there personally for Karnataka, he will be taken as advisor or anybody. And I think it will come in a good flow in both the stakeholder as the patient's benefit.
Now, this is actually, like you said, this is only the state affair. National registry, national board is there. That is only to take the data from the each and every state and assess it, come up with a policies, which is going to be useful. That is what national board is there to get all the data from each and every IVF center throughout India, where they are trying to make policies.
Yes. So as the Kuldeep Jain sir has told that ART bank is because we know that in last 20 years, all IVF center, we our own recruit the donors, and there are few semen banks which supply to us. So as far as Kuldeep Jain was concerned, semen banking supply by ART bank is very smoothly going on till date. Only problem will be for oocyte donors. So oocyte donors, there are two things. Nowadays, oocyte vitrification is there, but the patient has got right to get the oocyte frozen, or they want a fresh oocyte donor, because in guideline also they have provided the both. So I think ART bank, suppose if I am an ART specialist, and my patient want a fresh oocyte versus a frozen oocyte, it is the patient's right, and they can have both. So for both the things, supplying the good quality frozen oocyte is a very good thing, and it has to be properly managed. But supplying a good fresh donor oocytes with proper screening, that can be worked out. And I think, as Srinivas also told me, that if we all together with the stakeholders, with the ICMR committee and the ART bill, because ultimately it will be the state body who will be constituting like PCPNDT body, they will have the ART committee, the members from ART, they will guide. It will be implemented city-wise like PCPNDT. So in every city, there will be bank. If it's not a big city nearby, suppose Bangalore, nearby Bangalore, you have to consider the Bangalore ART banks. And I think whatever practices we are doing till now, that will take in a shape of a legal way, and that will help both we clinicians, ART banks, and the patients also. Srinivas, you can add something?
Yes, definitely. See, so far, the cement bank was in a practice. Now, last, if I'm right, last 5-10 years, oocyte bank I started, because, like you said, optically we are very good at vitrifying the oocyte. Today, we are able to get 100% recovery, whether it is an embryo or a oocyte. See, once we start a ART bank, is actually there is a provision for us to a crap is of the both of them, whether it is the oocyte or the spermatozoa. But we are not supposed to crap is of the embryo, because we are not supposed to do the embryo over there. Embryo has to be done in any ART center, because you know that as a there's so many clinicians are facing a big problem to get the donor in order to get a fresh oocyte, and adjusting with the patient, it's become very difficult. So this is only the beginning. As long as you get a fresh oocyte and your criteria is fulfilled by the patient, it is fine. But and ultimately, I think in future, maybe as we started following the ART bank, it may come up with once in the district health only. No, you cannot take a fresh oocyte, because it is the oocytes are not quarantined like you quarantine the spermatozoa. They may come up with. We know the difference between the frozen oocyte and this thing. Nobody wants to put oocyte in the highly concentrated vitrification medium. I also opt for the fresh oocyte only, providing the best stimulation. But only thing for me, I might not be able to adjust with the patient. Patients are all different expectations. They don't wait for a long time, and it has become very difficult for when is our LMP is at day 1 and patient is LMP is already date what you say the day 12, day 13 kind of. So in these cases, oocytes are there in the bank. It's very well managed, and vitrification method is there. Thawing is right. And there are many, places, in fact, I myself, some 5 years before only started doing this one, pregnancies have come. Still, I would like to, if you give me the chance, I would like to and I think you also agree with fresh site only. Okay.
Yeah, that's there. So I think you are very perfect.
Yeah.
So now I think Kuldeep Jain sir is not enjoying. So I'll continue till, because now one part, because we in half an hour, I think 10-15 minutes have gone. So now the next part is that ART Bank is gone. Now if you'll come to the age, in this new bill, they have made the age 45 to 50 years. According to me, I think age should be little, the 45 is female and 50 is a male, because the menopausal age is around 45. Some lady can have a 46, 47. So I think, Srinivas, it should be a female age should be given to 50 years and 5 year plus a male. What is your view?
No, definitely. See, anything, if you want to do any changes, actually, Foxy is there. Foxy is dealing with the Women's Care Center and the OBG, and they know actually what is the infertility rate, what age they are coming. If there is the data is fine, and if we are, if we know about,
I think,
what exactly the
Kuldeep sir has joined. Yeah.
Okay.
Kuldeep sir has joined. Kuldeep sir.
Yeah, I missed your discussion, but my point is, see, our main aim is there should not be any malpractice, there should not be any exploitation, and when it comes to the donor program, whether it is sperm donor program or the oocyte donor program, there are a lot of ethical issues, moral issues, they are involved. Okay. Now, if a ART bank is run by a person, like if you go back in 2005 ICMR guidelines, it can be opened by a law firm. Okay. Now, ethicality and morality of a law firm cannot be equated with a medical personnel. Okay. So, if a ART bank is being run by, because it is not defined here, even if they take it from ICMR guideline of 2005, it will be law firm. Any law firm can start a ART bank. Okay. Now, so morality, legality, and practicality we have to keep in mind. So why this clause has been instituted, that only oocyte you can take from a ART bank? That is my question.
Now, can I say something here?
Yes.
See, because if we, like you said, there are so many ambiguities. Say there are single parent, this thing is there. Okay, they don't want to,
No, we will come on to that. Let us discuss. Let us discuss this point.
Okay. Next one.
Because it is not practical. If you
definitely it is not practical. Yes.
So I think everybody, all AS, IFS, ISAR, Foxy, they have to put their foot down that this is not a practical solution. This cannot avoid any exploitation. This will be very difficult for a patient. See, patients are coming to us. Now you have to send these patients to a bank, ART bank, where you don't know who is sitting there, who is maintaining the efficacy and moral aspect of that.
Sir, can I come in that actually? Can
which we are going to
see why they wanted to reduce the ART bank separately actually, because we in the very first slide we have discussed actually there must be the misuse. So if the donor egg is coming, donor sperm is IVF center can misuse. That is why initially expert committee they told let us have this ART bank separately. It should not be clubbed with any ART unit. So in order to avoid this misuse of the gametes or embryo, whatever it is.
But in that again, you are not going to decrease that misuse. It will be increased basically. It will be increased. Okay. So I think this is one point. Next slide. I'm going. So now this is regarding the age. Now this is a good thing that now we are having a legal age as far as the female and male is concerned. So this is a good point. But second point, if you see here, the female age is okay. Age of 50 is allowed to avail the ART services. Okay. But do you think the age of 55 years for male is justified? Do you have any comment on that?
No. It should be at least 60.
Dr. Srinivas, what do you say?
Yes. Now, that is what I was discussing actually, because no, we have been practicing the ART. We know the prevalence of the male infertility. We'll have to come up with some sort of statistics. And yes, it is required to increase a little more, 5 years, it
Yes.
can be done.
Yes. Yeah.
और
So
यहाँ
I
पे
think,
सर, और
हाँ,
यहाँ पे मैं ऐड करना चाहूंगा कुलदीप सर, suppose a
Yeah.
lady comes at the age of 49.5 years, you do laparoscopy and you have frozen the embryos and all. So I think before 50 years she starts ART treatment. Finishing can be done even 2, 3, 4 years more.
No, I think that we have to take very seriously, because there are few things. If we keep lot of gray zones in the bill, it will be misused. Okay, so 50 means 50. Once the patient is registered at in your clinic before 50, you can provide the services. If the patient is coming late, so we have to have a cut off, and that is okay. Only thing
Okay.
is male age, I think it should be 60 rather than 55.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next.
This is again a very important point, the insurance coverage. This is a good thing that they have taken this thing into account, but they have not defined how it will be done. Of course, the national board will be taking care of this, and I hope this will
It will be done.
This will be a good precedent for the, and it will be basically in welfare of oocyte donors. Now,
Yes.
again, this benefit has to be passed on to the oocyte donor, and when there are lot of multiple agencies involved, then finally the benefit may not be passed on to the oocyte donor. That needs to be taken care of if we want to implement this clause in a legal way. So I
Okay,
think
yes.
this is one point which is a good point here. Now next point is, if you read the clinic shall not use any human reproductive material except in accordance with provisions of this act to create a human embryo or use an in vitro human embryo for any purpose without the specific consent in writing of reproductive technology relates. Now, I am unable to interpret it. Can you interpret it? What does it mean? Whether they are talking of embryo donation or research or anything else. So this is a very vague sentence here. Srinivas, do you have any comment on that?
So what no, they are
Dear,
no.
do
What
you
does
have
it
any-
mean actually in this particular class? Actually, they want, we are supposed to do only assisted reproductive technology. Okay, that means we are there to handle the gametes, both male and female gametes, make an embryo, and these embryos. That means the reproductive material. You cannot utilize it for something other than the specific procedure, unless patient give the consent to do it actually.
Yes, I think sir, Kuldeep sir, यहाँ पे point ये है sir, जो UK में scientists like people are doing, they are creating the sperm and oocyte from the skin and all. I think that they want to
Yeah.
prevent.
That is what. These are the reproductive material. You have to use restrict yourself for only
Okay,
for
so- so this
if
is
I want to
relevant.
do the
Yeah.
say for example, if I want to do the research, actually there is a separate department for that. Actually, I'll have to do the literature search. What is the requirement, material method, ethical committee, ethical clearance. Then it is a project. What they are saying, you just have to create a reproduct the embryos. Transfer it. Do not do use for anything. Something of a research R&D, it is fine. Like Randir said, it cannot be utilized the one which is not given consented from the government. That is
But
what
one
they
thing
mean.
is clear, Kuldeep sir, here like in this
Yeah.
you can do the 3 gamete transfer, like mitochondria and all. That is allowed as per this.
No, that is allowed. That is different. The mitochondrial where you get in a donor.
Because you're using the
they
gametes.
actually transfer.
Yeah, that is okay. That is okay. So
Yes.
my next question is again related to the definition. Now here the commissioning couple means infertile married couple. So consideration. What about single women, widowed women?
They should be allowed. They should be allowed, sir.
Not
They should be allowed.
specified.
They should be allowed.
It is not specified in the bill. It is not specified in the bill. What about patient requiring PGD? They are not infertile. Whether they can avail the PGD services. If
No,
if
definitely
a
they can.
child,
Definitely
if the couple is having history, it is
No.
not very clear in the bill. That is
No,
what
no,
I am
no.
saying.
See, that is what, if it is not very clear
So
in the
when-
building, if we want to do it, we can do it.
Bill, again, live-in couple, it is in bracket. So these are the ambiguities which needs to be sorted
Yeah,
out.
so they need
Next,
to be
as
there.
maybe
Yes.
specified by regulation. No. What regulation is required in harvesting oocytes? They need to specify. Actually,
Yes, sir.
see, this will be left to the interpretation of the national board, where whatever. See, we are already having a PCPNDT Act, which is open to interpretation. Okay. Now we are having another people. So, what does this mean? How you can interpret? Everyone will be interpreting it in a different way.
Same. It will happen, sir. It will happen to the state.
So that is what I am saying, and why this clause is required here. See, harvesting of oocyte is very standard technique. There is nothing to be regulated.
I think
How
यहाँ पे
many,
सर यहाँ पे जो
cycles
मुझे लग रहा है
you want to allow, that should be specified.
no,
What is the way of harvesting oocyte?
I think Kuldeep
Yeah.
sir, here the intention of the government is that you cannot take an unmarried girl for oocyte preservation and banking.
No, this is actually, see, you have interpreted it. Somebody else will interpret it in a different way. So, see, this is so much ambiguity, and there is so much room for the different interpretation. If you see the penalty, have you seen the penalty?
This is heavy, sir. So this what I'm saying. This oocyte harvesting will be ultimately related with the norms that unmarried cannot
All
do,
will
single
be
lady cannot do.
will be
all these
under
things.
the
Yeah.
penalty.
Yes, sir. Continue, sir.
Now, clause, this clause, sourcing of the gamete is okay. Semen from 55 years
Hey,
of age
Sivana,
for a donor semen.
Sivana, PowerPoint सिक्कुतनी लाका क्या?
So this, sir, here Kuldeep sir, the lady age should be more than 35. Why they have limited to 35 only? We have got we get a few good eggs even at the age of 42, 43.
No. See, Randeep, there is a lot of consensus that the donor should be young. Okay. Whether it is male donor or female donor. Female donor, we do have a cutoff of 35, and that is okay. But cutoff of 55 for male donor, is it justified, or it should be something else? Srinivas, what do you say?
So we have seen, sir, if you see I'm a pediatrician, I have seen a good healthy babies born even 55, 58 year male and 40-year lady. See, if you'll see the data,
that is okay.
Down syndrome, sir. Down syndrome is you get as the age goes off. But sir, oocyte donors, if you limit, earlier it was 45 year for male, if you remember. Guideline says 45 year for male. But they have made it 55.
See, 55 year is too high age for a donor semen. 55 year age for a donor semen is too high. And from where this figure has come, we don't know. And I think this should be revised. See,
Yeah, we
whenever
can
you
think,
are
sir.
having a option of getting a better thing, you should always opt for it. Okay.
Yeah,
So,
I think
55
we can go ahead, sir.
year
Yes, sir.
donor male is a very high age. Yeah, very high age. That is my thinking. Srinivas, what do you say? Is it okay?
See, as long as the sperm qualities are all right and is able to give a better quality spermatozoa, it is fine. What is because of the lifestyle, the DNA fragmentation is getting up. If somebody is the R&D is done, yes, it is after 45 or 50 DNA fragmentation is going to be more. Embryo generated out of it, it is going to be more in the population in the near future. That would be the reason. I think they'll have to put a point over here actually. Once you cross a certain age, actually, is actual sperm potential for fertility has to be calculated. Then they'll have to leave it. Otherwise, simply 45% of 5 years is there. You make 55, then 55 with the 60. It doesn't make. We know that as the age increases, actually in the male also, okay, DNA fragmentation do come actually because of our lifestyle. That mainly in the urban area we were thinking earlier. Now in the rural area also, because of the pesticides and all, no, the DNA fragmentation can get into that. That would be the reason why they have to restrict. But in my opinion, as long as you just check the spermatozoa for that healthiness or potentiality, that can be used. But the guideline always says there must be some cutoff point where you need to, that they'll have to do it depending on the prevalence of the male infertility. They will have to meet with some andrologist experts who are in this field, should collect the semen analysis done in so many IVF, multiple IVF center. They'll come up with an cutoff point actually where exactly they'll have to put it, whether it is a 50, 55 or 60, whatever it is.
So यहाँ पे Kuldeep sir, I'll tell you that the upper limit कुछ भी हो sir, even it is 35 or 45, 55, the bank should try to have a lower age group.
Definitely. See, this is only for bank. No, I'm talking the bank. No, we need to have in a certain time. What I'm telling you, in general, because if you are really want to use an upper age, there must be restriction. So on bank, no, definitely. As far as the bank is concerned, there must be limit.
And there should be restriction on the lower side. That is what I'm saying. See, when you are having a option, yes, when you are having an option, then the option should be on the lower side, not on the higher side.
Yes.
So 55 is little higher. It can be brought down, but anyway.
50,
now next question is here. If you see the screening means the genetic. They have defined the screening means the genetic test performed on embryos produced through in vitro fertilization. How do you interpret it?
I think here the screening is that the screening what we do, the donor and all, is basically the vertical transmissions of the diseases and the DNA integrity. So whatever is there, and the second part is PCPNDT, that you should not have any technique which can, as you know, sex determination is done only by the sperms, not by the oocyte. So the oocyte is taken off, but if you have any technique which can know the X and Y of the sperm, that should not be discouraged and prohibited, as I think in this screening of gametes. Infection and the XY.
No. See,
not able to understand
this. You read the sentence. Yeah, interpret how it will be interpreted. Screening means the genetic test performed on. In the upper paragraph, you see the screening of gamete donors, the collection, screening, storage of semen, and so on and so forth. This is for ART bank. Now, if you keep these two things, they don't go hand in hand. We are not doing.
Sir.
Yeah.
इसमें sir, they have pointed out. See, the main aim is they have linked this with the PCPNDT Act.
No, that is okay. That is how it will be implemented.
So this is very bad.
How
so they want?
How you are going to implement it?
So they want, if you see indirectly,
what they want or not. See, we need not to see what they want, but it has to be practical. It has to be justified.
So this is totally unpractical. This is totally unpractical.
All embryos is not done. Yeah. So why this should be here? That is about my point.
So this has to be opposed, because all the patient PGD should not be done. This we have to oppose.
Now see another clause here. a bank shall not supply the sperm or oocyte of a single donor to more than one commissioning couple. Oocyte is okay. Now sperm, do they think that sperm is also, is it practical? It is
No, definitely.
feasible?
No.
But
It is not
I
feasible.
don't think
Practically, you
it
cannot. Yes.
sir, even I disagree for the oocyte also. Why only one oocyte? Because sir, देखिए sperm में तो चलता है, so you have got many. If you'll see, you'll get many sperm donors, but you'll get a less number of oocyte donor. ये sir होता है supply and demand. What is supply and demand?
No,
See-
Randir, here, no, they think, you see, this is a genetician view actually. See, because no, they don't want always one sperm has to be used, one egg has to be used. That is the reason why they'll say, because no, genetical variability, if you want to get actually, it should be different gamete. That is what they say, but it is practically, it is very difficult.
Very difficult. No, it's very difficult.
Sperm, it is fine. Sperm, it is fine. You can manage it. Oocyte, I see, we are practically experiencing. No, she's donated 2 months before. Actually, she will come to my clinic and no, she will tell, doctor, I have not donated last 6 months, 1 year. This is my fresh.
But
Even if I want to dig it out, she will not reveal it.
yes, sir, this is not acceptable, sir. Go ahead, sir.
And see the next paragraph also. Here you can see the harvesting of not more than 7 oocyte shall be retrieved from oocyte donor. Now again, this we have been highlighting from last so many years that this is not possible. You cannot actually practice this type of oocyte harvesting where you are supposed to harvest only 7 oocyte from a donor. Again, the same thing is being introduced into the bill. And
Yes, sir.
once it comes in the bill, how it is going to be implemented, and because you cannot implement it on the ground, and you are liable to be punished.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you are following, if you are not, this will be considered as a offense. And
Offense, it will be offense.
All offenses under this act, they are culpable. They are culpable offenses. So they are equivalent to murder, rape, and theft. So they have to put a sentence which is practical, which is feasible, which is justified. So how this is to help anyone, I fail to understand.
No, definitely this is not going
Again,
to help.
this
anyone.
is-
Practically,
which requires
Kuldeep,
a lot of clarification and gray zone. Time is
Kuldeep
short,
sir,
so I will be
Kuldeep sir,
just
this I
skipping
think
this
this we
slide. This we have already discussed. Again, the same thing. Clinic has to obtain donor.
So Kuldeep
Yeah.
sir, time is also short, but take home message is that the government thinks they have the policy maker have decided on the fact that there is a lot of donor of male and female available in the market. The true picture is not that.
So sorry to disturb you all. Please, actually, we are running very late. So next speaker is waiting for us.
Okay.
So kindly, we have to sum up now.
Yeah. Sum up. Kuldeep sir, yeah.
Sorry for that.
So
Yes.
here, this is in contradiction. This is in contradiction that ART Bank Assisted Reproduction Technology means an organization that is set up to supply sperm or semen oocyte. Okay, and on the upper paragraph, you cannot sell. This is just selling. ART Bank will be selling the oocyte. So here, this is this is the penalty.
Contradictions.
And
Contradictions.
So there is a lot of contradiction.
Mistakes. Yeah, this is a
Here-
mistake. This is a part of mistakes, sir. You have to inform
No,
them.
you cannot do this type of mistake
These are there.
when you are forming the bill. That is what is required. It requires a lot of discussion. Here
Yeah,
it
lot
is
of
selling,
discussion.
and here again the supply of sperm semen, they will be charged. So it is a sale only.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and then finally the penalty clause. Penalty clause, if you see, it is it is really culpable. Why it should be culpable? It is equivalent to murder, theft, and rape. So all offense in this ART bill that we should oppose, that it should not be culpable and non-bailable. Okay, so they have written culpable and bailable needs to be tackled. Here you can see last slide. All offences under the act shall be cognizable, and cognizable means it is equal to murder, rape, theft, kidnapping, and counterfeiting. Can you justify this clause?
No, this. इसको देखने के बाद तो ART center बंद कर देंगे sir, but will not do this.
Yes. So finally, there are again lot of gray areas. Time is very short. What I will like from both of you, you give one line in favor or against this bill, and that can be finally discussed with the ICMR people, lot of politicians, because now not much change is going to happen in this bill, but still there is some time, and we have to come together again for lessons which will be beneficial to our patient, our labs, our practice, and whole scenario.
I think, sir, to answer the first question, sir, that who can open a bank and qualification, at least for this, at least should be like a embryologist qualification, any medical or science, who can be embryologist or a clinician, there has to be there. And for your second point, that single woman and man have a right, they should be allowed, and embryo donation on whose site and all, with the consent of biological parents, embryo donation should be allowed, and the patient's interest will be always kept because we are following the laws.
Yes. Finally, if I want to say something, end up within a single word, actually, after 20 years, we have come up with some sort of the bill. We know that maybe 25% is all right, 50% is all right. But the penalty is the one which we have to take it very seriously. Okay. Because no, they cannot, the medical professional cannot be put in the same category where, like, sir told.
I think we need to discuss,
and there must be a scope for the review, actually. For this, actually, we as in a medical fraternity who was in particular in the ART field, without having any self-interest, we will have to get together, discuss in detail, making a committee kind of a thing, then you recommend it, which is very important, actually. Because I know, because of this, so many wasted interest only, we took almost 20 years to come up with an ART bill now. We'll have to leave all these things because, like you sir told, if you are not practicing properly, it is a culpable, which we don't want to do it. That would be the reason why so many people doesn't want to do medical practice now. So this is the right time, actually. We'll have to get into the media, make sure that there must be the review before it is actually implemented in actual practice.
Yes.
I totally agree with you.
Yeah,
and
so
the finances, monetary. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
To add this one, so 10 second, monetary can be little high, but non-monetary should not be there.
Yeah, so
conclude,
because time is very short, so I'm just concluding it with this one word, that we have to come together in next 15 days and discuss the outline which needs to be presented to our politicians so they can debate, discuss in parliament, and that will may be helpful in getting something out of this ART bill. With this, I thank everyone, Dr. Ved Prakash and the whole team for giving us this opportunity, and thank you very much again. Thank you.
Thank you, Ved Prakash.
So thank you so much, Ved Prakash, for giving an opportunity. And I thank Randir and excellent moderate by the Kuldeep. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Srinivas. Thank you.